Speaking of range talent, you stepped into your
talking about
producer
yourself.
bag. Talking about you.
You talk about yourself.
Talking about you.
All right.
Do 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 da 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 do 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 da da.
Hi. Is the seat taken?
I'm waiting for the beautiful Chinaza Anukam. Is that you?
It appears so.
Oh, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Wine?
Yes, sure. Let's start. Cheers.
Eyes?
True. Like that's our London in you.
From ends.
I'm just trying to compose myself.
Why?
It's not every day in the presence of a star who carries herself with such grace, class, dignity, poise, talent, humility, charisma. Just
Wow.
too many things to say, but let's just start there. That's just the beginning.
You're very kind
just the
because I'm a
beginning.
huge fan.
I'm a huge fan as well.
Yeah, that's
and
why we're on this blind date.
Period. My eyes are open, Sha. So for me, it was an open eye date.
Yes.
We went to the same acting school. What are the odds of that?
Yes, I did.
So crazy. I think that was the first thing that really blew my mind while doing like research for this. I'm like, there's so many parallels in our journey that is insane. We both studied law. Both now actors, producers.
Absolutely.
Both went to Identity.
Yes.
Both moved to Nigeria in 2018 to pursue acting.
Way. What month did you move in?
I don't remember the month. That's how much has happened in my life since then.
Okay.
Both got our first opportunity with EbonyLife. My first
wow.
TV show was EbonyLife. Your first TV show was EbonyLife. Both interested in hosting and storytelling, fiercely passionate about, African stories. There's even something I'm forgetting that we still have, Genoveva. And I'm just like...
What is it?
I can't remember, but I remember.
Okay.
And I'll bring it, but I'm like, wow, so... You're my twin.
Yeah, literally.
And you're doing amazing. So I'm like...
So are you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it beautiful. Because it's like... If you're... Yeah, anyways.
I'm really shy. I'm really like...
I don't know why
you
are shy.
Because like... You're dope, And like when you asked me to be here, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a huge fan. Like I'm a huge fan. And the way you like see all the men interviews, eats them up.
Ah, Genoveva. Wow. All right, let's talk a little bit about your journey.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about your journey. Like I kind of said, you studied law, which I found really, I was so like pleasantly surprised when I found that out. Because I feel like there's so many of us on this lawyer turned creative table. I remember like Call to Bar last year, somebody tweeted, they said, congratulations to all the lawyers that have been called to the bar. Yeah. You can go and drop your degree at home and go and become the creative you want. And I was like, I found it so funny because it's so true. Yeah. So was studying law your own decision? And when was there a shift to the arts, would you say?
I'd say it was my decision, but I'd also say that like I realized that I was like first generation immigrant.
Yeah.
I know how hard my parents worked to like get me to the UK. So like I didn't want to do a course that I just kind of took as a hobby. Yeah. I thought acting was a hobby. I thought like
that was the thing that I was like,
right?
We had a similar that I forgot, which is we both had that interest in acting, but we dismissed it as a career.
Yes.
But still found every opportunity to do it because you said you were doing plays in uni.
Yes.
I was also doing plays in uni. Girl.
I literally just went from just thinking of it as a hobby in university and just thinking, when I graduate, I'm going to come back and pursue this. But that didn't happen until I failed my first year. I failed my first year of law.
And that's when you're like, I need to really start considering what I actually want to do as opposed to what I feel I have to do. That's a very pivotal point for, I think, every creative. And I think a lot of people will be able to relate to that. Yeah. So you were born in Enugu and you grew up in Enugu.
Yes.
And you were there till you were 11, which is when you moved to the UK. Yeah. Now, 11 is young, but it's old enough to know, something has changed.
Absolutely.
So what was that adjustment period like for you? How did you find that?
It was weird because my mom had like left 2 years before, year prior. So it was just, I was just so excited to see her and like to finally live with her again. I'd spent a lot of time with my dad. So yeah, it was was hard, transitioning, because obviously, like, there's a culture clash and, like, people don't understand you and the way you speak.
Yeah.
And I was straight from Igbo land. I was from Enugu. Not from Lagos, so Enugu State. So I remember, like, my first day, I wanted to go to the toilet. So one of my peers was like, what do you want to do? I want to go to the toilet. I said that like that. And he repeated it. And I think that's the thing I heard until year 11. Like
he kept
saying,
so
I want to go to the toilet. Like, like a reminder of, like,
It's so funny because it's you that doesn't know that people in different parts of the world speak differently. So you're the ignorant one.
When you, I mean, like 2012, like
exactly.
2006, pretty early, like being African wasn't cool.
Exactly.
Like it really wasn't cool. So that was that experience.
Girl, look at you now. On Netflix.
God is good.
BAFTA nominated.
God is good.
You know what? We'll get into it.
Wow.
That one is still there. What's his achievement of life? Talk about toilet? Please.
I was screaming.
Anyways, I think your journey is just so amazing. And I don't even know how it must be for you, because just as an observer, right, I'm like, it's so amazing because, like you just said, you had a moment in uni, you decided you want to act.
Yeah.
You finished uni in 2018 and you moved back to Nigeria, to Lagos to act with no family.
Yes.
This girl left the UK. Nigerians are like, babe, you did reverse jackpot.
I literally did
People are killing themselves with jackpot. Genoveva did reverse jackpot. I moved to Nigeria to pursue acting with no family here. And I'm just like, that is so badass and brave. And like I said, as in, there's actually nothing else you need to prove. Because to be here, after taking such a huge bet on yourself and to have gotten here, obviously with God, but by hard work and dedication and talent, it's just a crazy story.
Wow.
So what I want to know from you is like, okay, so you decided, I had this interest in Nollywood. I love, African stories, authentic stories.
Right.
I want to move back and pursue acting. But what was your plan? Like, you don't have a house here, you don't know anyone here. So what was your plan to go about it? Like, just, okay, I'm going to be going for auditions, or what was your...
Well, for living situation, I wanted to stay with my extended family. Shout out to you guys. I love you guys so much. They let me, like, stay. And our house was, really... So it was a very, very interesting space. I didn't even know, like, the difference between living on the mainland and living on the island.
Exactly.
But I'm really much of a risk taker. So, like, my plan was to, like, do headshots. I wanted headshots. I wanted to write my play called Home, and then I wanted a showreel, like, just work.
We both write. I'm ready. I'm going to propose at the end of this because I'm like, if I find any one more similarity.
Don't worry. So yeah, those are the three things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then moving here, I just kind of wanted to be in any space that was doing arts. I wanted to show up at premieres.
Yeah.
Well, let's not say premieres because I didn't even know what premieres were at the time. But I wanted to be like at like festivals, film festivals. I know a Freef was going on at the time, ICAT, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to like
be around
film, and I also asked one of the actors / producers, Lala Akindoju, if she could like mentor me at the time. And she's like, you're going to be an assistant first. So yeah, I assisted her, and I got to like get into a lot of rooms, really experience what it was like to just like work with talents and stuff.
Like I said, there's just grace throughout your story because you decided to move back to Nigeria in 2018 to pursue acting. Mm-hmm. And then the first lead role you get is a series that is shot where? In Enugu. Which is where you were born and where you grew up. And I'm like, how poetic is that? What was that like, filming in Enugu? What was that like?
So ironically, I filmed that show in 2016 in my retake year. Yeah, so like it was, I really wanted it. Like I auditioned, I sent in a tape. The producer was like, yeah, are you able to fly? I said, yeah. And then I just remember my first day meeting Chimezie Imo, Stanton there, Kira Hayward, Teddy Bear, And then like I just thought, I don't know how to do film. Like, it's my first time. I was asking Chimezie, so like, because I've been learning all my lines. So there's like 26 episodes. I'd learned up to like 5 episodes of the lines. I kid you not.
Wow.
And so I was just like, I don't know. And now we're not filming in chronological order. I don't understand. So I asked Chimezie, like, so how are we going to do this thing? He was like, oh, no, you take it like, scene by scene. Yeah. The best time in Enugu, and everything terrible that could have happened also in Enugu. Yeah. I turned 21 in the forest in Enugu. Yes, and there was literally this scene, yeah, and it was like a lot of SFX, CGI, so we're like working with our imaginations, right? And then we're doing this scene, everyone's crying, right? I'm supposed to be crying. I'm crying, but really I'm crying because it's 5 p.m. and I'm in the forest. It's 5 p.m. I've just turned 21 and I'm in the forest. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I was doing my job, but like crying at the same time because, I imagined turning 21, maybe on the beach, shaking my ass on a yacht.
Now, the yachts could be endless. That's the beauty of putting in the work. And you definitely have. I think something you touched on, which is really important for artists, and I guess really important for anybody, right? Because people assume that, confident people or people that have presence are confident all the time. I was reading this interview you did with EbonyLife, and you were talking about the pandemic around that time, 2020, just being a really tough time for you. You had lost like a big acting gig, and you were just generally losing confidence in yourself. You've taken this big bet on yourself. You've come to Nigeria, you're putting in the work, but things are not still panning out exactly how you would like, or disappointing things are happening. And did you just sit down and feel bad for yourself? Maybe a little bit. But you also took action. You took a step, which turned out to be such a pivotal step in your career, which is enrolling for the EbonyLife Creative Academy. Absolutely. Like I said, this must be mind-blowing even to you. When you signed up for this, Creative Academy, did you ever imagine that this would be such a turning point in your life?
I wrote it down. I wrote it down, because usually if there's something that, you have to manifest what you want in life like that. So if there's something that, if I'm going into a space, then I need to have like a thought as to what I want.
Exactly, a direction. Yeah, something to focus you.
Yeah, so I know I wanted to
I hope you guys are hearing these gems. It's not just by talent. It's not just by hard work. It's not just by grace. All of these things, multiple things coincide to get star girl. Now, Genoveva as a star girl, she could have just gone to this EbonyLife and just, been low-key exercising. She was doing so amazing that the head of department of the directing faculty actually noticed you and, recommended you to the CEO of EbonyLife, Moabudu, for Timei.
Yeah. Such a huge opportunity and
What was that moment like for you? Did he let you know that he would be recommending you or you were just...
No, he just said, check your email. Check your email. You've gone on audition. And I was like, okay, Mr. Kenneth, okay, I'll check. And then I checked and I was like, this audition 2 days later.
You've been told you have this huge audition.
Right.
Moabudu, Netflix.
The Moabudu. Right.
Were you told it was Netflix?
Did I know it was Netflix at the time? No,
okay.
I didn't think
but still, Moabudu is big enough.
Yeah.
2 days. And I'm like, that must have felt so affirming for you, but also nerve-wracking at the same time. How did you balance those two emotions?
So the thing is, with Elka, I'd learned so much about myself.
Tell them it's EbonyLife Creative because they wouldn't know.
EbonyLife Creative Academy. With EbonyLife Creative Academy, I'd learned so much about myself. I'd learned how to audition and be myself and bring myself to the role.
Yeah.
And I think working with all the sets, all the peers we had at the time, was just monumental because we were always doing film work, practicing, all of that stuff. So when I got the side for Timei, I was like, wow, what a character I can play. Yeah, what a character I can play with, she wasn't easy. This girl was, extremely, really free and dealing with a lot and just requiring the love and the attention. And I was just like, I want to play with this. So going into the room, I remember saying, literally, I'm nervous. I legit said I'm nervous. And that was the first time I'd ever said in a room, I'm nervous, or acknowledged my feelings, just so I can move on. Because auditions are nerve-wracking.
Very.
Right. So
very.
I said that, and then, we just kind of cracked on, and I enjoyed that audition.
Love that for you.
Loved it.
As you can tell, they enjoyed you as well, Genoveva.
I loved it so much. I loved it so much. I really, really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite auditions ever. Now, who do I need to fuck to get a drink around? Wrong show. Yeah. Where am I?
Okay, so then we get to Blood Sisters.
Yes.
Timei.
Yes.
What was it like to be part of a production on that scale, first of all? just as an actor, then secondly, as a Nollywood fan, having the opportunity to work with so many Nollywood legends, you know, people you're fans of. What was that experience like, would you say?
Mind-blowing. Like, once in a lifetime opportunity. That's what it felt like to me. One, I'm working with EbonyLife. You know, I've always watched EbonyLife. I've been watching their shows from YouTube, from our bunk bed in uni. So like, okay, like, I can't believe, you know, you've given me this opportunity. And then I walk into the table read and I see, you know, Uncle Ramsey, like Auntie Kate, you know, who I've, to a large capacity with Auntie Kate and like Kaide Bankole, you know, these guys, I've been in the same room with them, but I've just always been in the background. So like having to like spar with them on screen, just so exciting. So yeah, no, what a dream.
What has been the biggest change in your life post Blood Sisters, would you say?
I think what I've noticed is that I have to hold on to like my people.
Yeah, for sure.
Like much closer than ever. Like, you know, be more aware, be present. So yeah, it's been great that more opportunities are coming my way. I guess that's the big change. But just holding on to God and like family and friends is key for me right now.
You're now in a space where your work takes you all over the world, travels you. Work that is a visa. God.
Get flown out.
God of Genoveva.
Get flown out.
So you were recently in South Africa with your co-star on Far From Home, Mike Afolarin, and you know some of the cast of Blood and Water. How was that trip? It looked amazing. So I want you to describe that trip in 3 words. Lit,
a dream, and mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Another really cool opportunity you did was you shot an ad with Burna Boy.
That was
How do you know you're the owner of 2022? Anybody else is counterfeit.
That was so sick.
I was like, how cool was that?
No, that was so cool. Like, because I love Burna, right?
Yeah.
And like, just because I know like he's from Ends, like he's a London boy, you know what I mean? Like, and like to a large extent from in my teenage years, I'm a London girl. So like, you know, I just really wanted to like work with him. I got to set, I sat next to him and I was just like, yo, I'm a huge fan, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah. So like, I just got to talk with him before, you know, we rolled. So it was easy.
Yeah.
And he works hard. Like
he does.
He works hard. He made it. It was seamless. Really, really seamless.
That's really cool.
Really enjoyed that.
That's good. Let's circle back to Blood Sisters a bit. The scene with you and Kate Henshaw in Blood Sisters. It's one of the most talked about Nollywood scenes of last year.
Right.
What do you do in terms of process to get into the headspace when you have to film tough scenes like that?
So it depends on the scene, but like for like tough scenes like that, I try to kind of stay quiet. I've noticed that that's my process. Like I don't need to be talking.
Yeah.
You know, I save the chatter for like later. You know, so yeah, I make sure that I really like think about what the character needs or what she's feeling or what the objective is for that scene, and I focus on that. Like,
let's get a little bit personal. Are you dating anyone at the moment besides me, obviously, because that's what we're doing at the moment?
I'm dating, you know.
No, but Genoveva, I don't want to share you. So, are you dating anybody else?
I'm not dating anybody else at the moment. Yeah, it'll be good.
Look me in my eye and say that.
I'm not dating anybody else at the moment.
You're sure?
I'm certain.
When it comes to dating, will you say you have a type? If so, what is it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I have a type. You have to have beards.
Okay.
You know, you have to be a pretty boy, and you have to be smart. Yeah, I love a smart guy. I love a cool guy.
Yeah.
Someone that is like really fun, loves God, of course. You know, but is just brings the energy to the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You got your first AMVCA nomination for your role as Anita.
Yeah.
What did that moment mean to you? Just as someone, you know, moved to Nigeria in 2018 with just a dream and no house.
It was literally ridiculous. Like, that's what it was like. It was, to me, I was just like, this is ridiculous because not a lot of people had seen the film. It's not publicly, you know, on any platform. So I was just like, okay, like, how did we get here? Because I know I shot this like beginning of 2020, just before the pandemic. I just kind of enjoy the craft. So like, that was like, wow, huge validation that, oh, Jen, you know what you're doing and like, just focus on the work.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was actually incredible. And to be like, you know, next to like the queens, like Kaide Bankole, who I'm a huge...
Kaide Bankole
Bisola, you know, who I'm a huge fan of. I've been huge fans of for a long time. So yeah, no, it was beautiful.
Now let's talk about your parents a little bit. I know they are super
love of my
proud
life.
of you. I know.
The love of my life.
I know they're super proud of you and understanding of your career.
Yeah.
But when, you initially made that big pivot to law,
Right.
what were their thoughts on that? How were they feeling about that? From law, to acting.
To acting.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a sit down because we have to have a sit down for these things. And then they were like, okay, so are you going to go back to Nigeria to do law school? I said, no. Are you going to...
Another similarity.
Are you going to... So what is the plan? How are you going to act this thing? I said, Mommy, I'll just go and see how it is. Then they said to me, are you going to marry somebody from Igbo land? I said...
From where to where?
But like at the time, they were just like being really protective and stuff like that. They've changed their views, since then.
Yeah.
But that was the conversation. And then I came here, and I think they're really supportive.
Yeah.
They're really supportive. I know that we did have moments where like, okay, so if this thing is not working out, come home.
Come back.
Because you're going to have that, like, especially when, as a parent. I literally went back home Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was literally...
It's good for your heart.
It was really good for my heart, good for my soul,
exactly.
literally. I really needed it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much I needed it until I went back home,
Because I was going to say, it was the first time you reunited, not just with your family, but so many of your friends you hadn't seen since 2018.
Oh, my best friend, like, all my home girls from uni, like, so many friends. Jeez, like, and it was so interesting to, like, experience their lives, post-uni, like, 2018 times, so loved spending time with them. I was living life like a baby girl. I was treated like a princess. Like, I didn't wash anything. I didn't wash any plates. All I did was eat. That's why my cheeks are chubby. Yeah.
Bolu, I just sent you the money.
Wait, I didn't even send you my account number.
Yeah, but we go money. When you have someone in your contacts, you can send money via contacts. And I have your contacts. So.
Ooh, I've seen it.
Do I really need to say you deserve to bank with ease again? Okay. You deserve to bank with ease. Download the Go Money app this year and enjoy. Okay, let's go back a little bit to your growing up. What was growing up in Enugu like? Like, what, if any, childhood memories do you have?
Abapa, Enugu. I'll never forget it. No, growing up in Enugu was just really fun. Like, my parents are cool people. They are the coolest. Like, good vibes. Going back home, I realized, geez, I'm really a descendant of these people. Because now I know where all my energy comes from.
Yeah.
Like, why I can be a bit neurotic sometimes. Now I know. They're really cool people. So I remember just kind of having to experience all the creative sides that of them and of myself. So they were really supportive at parties, encouraged me to dance and win first place, get first prize, do a lot of contemporary dances, all the white gloves. Now behold the lamb. Yeah.
Complete this sentence. Dating me is like.
Dating me is like coming home.
Listen, Genoveva, I want to come home.
Oh, please, you're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome. I make my home like really comfortable. So
Yeah,
you'll feel at
I
home
imagine
as
so.
well.
I was watching an interview you did
Okay.
at TVC.
All right.
And you said last year you were in South Africa for a little bit over a month, shooting 3 films.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah.
When can we
super.
expect those films? And what was that experience of, like, not just going for holiday for a few days, being there and being immersed in that culture for like over a month?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. First of all, going back to the cold was interesting.
What about anywhere in Africa? I'm like, yeah, in Africa, why are you cold?
It's cold in South Africa, like July. Shem, I picked up a lot of, South African terms. Yeah, love that. I worked with Azania Productions and we shot like Soccer Seasons. It was an adaptation of 3 books. Okay. That was very
cool.
interesting. I got to meet the author and like working with loads of other Africans, which was so cool. I made loads of friends. But it was also nice to be filming elsewhere and working with different directors. Like, geez, it was such an amazing opportunity. And fingers crossed it's out this year. I think the more I grow, the more I realize that, work, outside of just acting is for like all the young people that are really inspired and want to do this job.
Yeah.
And don't know how to start.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'll just say just start. Like,
exactly.
Do it. Like, jump on that bus, enter that. Because I was doing OP and Gokada back in the day.
Always.
Jump on those things and like, get to where you need to be. Like,
take
rate
yourself serious.
Yeah, rate yourself. Rate yourself.
Take yourself serious. That's really what it is.
Rate yourself.
Take your dream serious.
Yeah.
And don't expect it to be easy because it's not. And don't expect it to be glamorous because it's not.
It's not.
So,
really not.
Or it's not until it is. But you need to really put in the work.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you don't want to listen to me, because you would don't take me serious. Listen to Genoveva.
You've always listened to her.
Listen to Genoveva.
You know she's a star.
Speaking of stars, so AMVCA nomination.
Oh, yeah.
BAFTA nominated film.
Wow.
Multiple Netflix credits, Amazon Prime credits.
God is good.
Endorsements, flourishing, thriving. What are you excited to continue to do, or what are you excited to explore, even if that's not within acting and within film? What are you just excited to do next? Seeing as, it's Genoveva season.
Poo. You know, outside of acting, I kind of really want to get back into my hobbies. So I know that, like, swimming, I discovered swimming last year and I love that. So now I kind of want to go back into like karate, shotokan. I know I was a huge fan of that. Like maybe train some more and get into rooms where I'm teaching like acting to like for young people. I think that's really cool. really like my focus this year.
Yeah. I was going to talk about you learning how to swim next year, but Genoveva is just here.
I'm beating you to
taking all my questions and doing my
Don't
work.
worry in sync. We're together now.
But what was that experience of, learning how to swim? Like, what was that?
So I'd done it like briefly, like in high school.
Okay.
So it was, but just actually learning the techniques to it, I enjoyed that. Like, so yeah, it was just like, as soon as you know the techniques, you're more likely to feel comfortable with the water. The water is your friend. So every time I go in, I'm telling you, you have to tell myself, the water is your friend. Practice your breathing techniques. Like, you can't just enter the water. The water, you and the water needs to be one.
Yeah.
But it was such a great opportunity to learn how to swim, because we were actually, kind of doing that for a film or prepping for a film. So.
Yeah. You created a collaboration with 1011.
Yes, I did.
Last year. With stunning pieces. Everything. I was just like, another one. A hit. Every back to back.
Yeah.
What was that process for you? Like, stepping into that and exploring, that part of yourself. And how involved were you with the, creative decision making? What actually is in the styling?
Yeah. The thing with Eniola, I like to call her Enyego. The thing with Eniola is that she'll push you. Like, she was like, oh, we need to do a collection. I was like, I haven't even finished acting. Yeah. And you want me to step in? What do I know about fashion, right? But she was like really encouraging, really shared a bunch of, shared her process with me. So I wouldn't say like I can't take credit for all of that work technically. But she just kind of like helped me see what she was doing and why she was doing it. And then we named the collection after a few of our friends and close for our family friends. So I'm looking forward to growing in that aspect as well with her.
Let's talk about Zina from Far From Home.
Wow.
For me, there's a lot of Genoveva in Zina. If you ask me, right? Charisma,
right?
Carefree, a great friend, a lover girl, an encourager.
Yeah.
Great fire dancer, of course. Someone that stands up for others, stands up for what is right. So how much of a joy was it to play Zina?
Just like the joy of my life, man. Like, I absolutely loved it. Like, I was literally saying to my friend that I don't know, like all the other characters were like dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
And this was the first time that my character is not dealing with much, like, so I worried about the stakes because, as an actor, you kind of like want to know what's going to be the stake for this character.
Yeah.
But like, it was easy. It literally said, carefree spirit, enjoys life, a joy to be around. That was like her description. So it was just so fun to play her.
Let's talk about that cheerleading scene because the way you ate it up. The way you ate it up.
We're going to go there.
The way you ate it up. I said, Genoveva, this is what we're doing.
In 2022.
A cute little Chinese Genoveva. I said, how did you prep for that? What was the prep? What was the prep process for that?
As number one, I have to say this. Like, it did say do music video vixen.
Girl, you did amazing.
Thank you, babe.
Honestly, it was amazing.
Thank you.
I was thoroughly impressed because I just didn't think it was going to be all out. And I was like, Genoveva said, when I'm on stage, I'm on stage. The screen is my stage, and I'm gonna, the world is my oyster.
Oh no, I have a choreographer friend. I'll take that again. I have a choreographer.
Genoveva has a choreographer friend.
Yes,
I don't know
have
if
a
you guys
choreographer
know.
friend. His name is Obi Jackson, and I remember just prior to like getting to that scene, I was like, yo, I don't want to just do anything. So I reached out to him. He came through. We rehearsed a lot because boy, dancing was like, we know when you have not been practicing, and there's a whole routine. So yeah, we did that, and then it was time to shoot it, and we had fun shooting it. Yeah.
You're obviously very in demand at the moment. Like I said, it's Genoveva season, period.
Period, poo.
How do you decide what projects, you want to work on?
So I think I've learned that, saying no is, okay.
Yeah.
I've also had conversations with people that have encouraged me to like go with, where my heart leads,
exactly.
And honestly, if I read it and it doesn't scream at me, if it's not a character I want to like, I want to take on, I will say no.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Even the way you're saying it, I'm like, girl, you can't apologize for anything. It's your time, it's your effort. You want to do justice to a story.
Absolutely.
So it's very important that you align with it and that, like you said, it screams at you.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Speaking of range, talent, you stepped into your
Talking about
producer bag. Talking about you.
You talk about yourself?
Talking about you.
All right, cool.
Talking about you. Seen that Spider-Man meme? That's me and Genoveva. You said you watched the show, that you're a fan of the show?
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you a very classic ITST question.
Okay, what's the
Monday,
question?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Okay, let's eat some of the food.
What's this?
Let's try. This is plantain mash with curry chicken
Okay.
and red wine. So enjoy. I know you love drama at school.
Sunday. Yum.
No, delicious. Delicious. David, I hope you're seeing this. Whiskey, Brenna, Ashake. We give amazing food and
A1.
we have stars. So just come and be with your peers. It's only right. I have so many fond memories from acting school. I'm sure it's the same for you. Do you remember any that you can share?
I have two.
Okay.
One was, I don't know if Femi Oguns was ever like at your...
He was there, but only for like a showcase. So he wasn't there for like the teaching.
Just
yeah.
So like there was a class where we had the pleasure of having him come in, all right? And then he had like the older class or like the more advanced class, professionals, they were called. He had professionals come in and do their scenes, so, right? So it was like the first time I was watching Damson Idris do a scene with like Simona, who I know now. Like, so it was just nice to like see like actors like really
acting their asses off.
Acting, getting in it, like really just exploring every emotion beat by beat.
Yeah.
And I loved that. And then I remember another like time was like, just having McDonald's with Damson Idris. Like, I was such a huge fan of his talent then that...
Have you had McDonald's with Damson Idris? From Enugu to McDonald's with Damson Idris. Period.
Like, girls are traveling. Girls don't jackpot.
Based on talent.
Period. Otilo.
What's an instant ick for you?
Ick?
Ick.
Pompous. Being pompous.
It's a new year. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
What is your word for 2023, Genoveva?
Ooh, my word for this year is self-care. Yeah, self-care. Self-care in like, because I'm already disciplined, right? But I think self-care in like just, I don't want to rush. Like I feel like although there was so many things going on in 2020, I was panicking like through it all. Like I wasn't present. I wasn't at ease with myself. Like there are things going on and it's amazing, but like I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I really just want to enjoy myself, enjoy my hobbies, be intentional about things I want to do them. Yes, that's all self-care for me. And what's your word? Voila.
Ease.
And because it's so hard to like to get to anywhere and then to get the recognition for anything.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly inspired by you, my dear. Like you've I'm a huge fan.
Please.
No, but because I need to tell you now. I'm a huge fan. Like I'm a huge fan. You're incredible.
Thank you so much.
I love the fact that you know yourself. I'm inspired by that because I feel like that's something that I'm constantly thinking, do I know myself, So I'm really, really inspired and that's something that I can take away from you for sure.
Thank you. Genoveva is making me forget all my questions I'm like,
no. I did for you.
When was the last time you somebody?
Last time I kissed somebody? Yesterday, maybe.
Genoveva.
Well, hello.
Genoveva said I'm not sharing her, but she was kissing yesterday.
We're not
Speaking
sharing.
of, you were somewhere yesterday. We don't need to disclose that. Were you alone or were you with another person there?
Is both. I was alone, but I was always with somebody else as well.
Was it a specific person?
I have lots of family and friends.
Okay, nobody said that. No, the question I asked you. Okay.
I'm screaming.
See how Genoveva came to my show to whine me.
I'm a single girl.
Anybody that is kissing Genoveva, God loves you and I'm happy for you. Who is a fan of your work that just blew your mind?
So, do you know, something crazy happened recently.
Okay.
I don't know if she's a fan.
Okay.
But, like, she literally followed me on Instagram, right? And that's like, I don't know.
That's huge.
That's huge.
It is?
It is Kelly Rowland.
What?
That was like, I swear, like, every time I have to, like, refresh because, like, I don't understand, like, what's going on. I've sent her a message. She's yet to respond, but, like, I don't understand. That was like...
Listen, of all the things that you're going to say, I don't think you understand. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, no,
that's
it was
amazing.
Really,
that's amazing.
Really
but that's also the power of global media.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You know, and then there's so many other people that I grew up just watching. Adesua, Itomi, like, Knocking on Heaven's Door. I don't know if you ever saw that. That was like the film that I was like... And then I went to research her and she went to Wolverhampton. I was like, wait, she went to uni here and she's doing film there? She's killing it? I was like, oh my God, I need to pack my bags. Okay? I need to pack my bags. So, no. Huge fan of her, for sure.
Gun to your head. You have to sing a Nigerian song word for word. What song is saving your life?
Yahoo, oh, oh, Yahoo, oh, oh, Yahoo, oh, oh.
I remember I said the one that has 2 words.
Yes.
Have you ever been in love and what does love mean to you?
Love is everything. And I've been in love, yeah, for sure.
It's so cute.
No, man, like, love is beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And then finding your person as well is also, like, extra special because they've got you, you feel safe, and you feel like you can rule the world, and that's what love should feel like, and that's what love should be.
Yeah.
It's a partnership, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, in terms of, like, that kind of relationship, then, yeah.
How do you know when you like someone?
How do I know? I just want to be around them all the time. I just want to see their face. I just want to, like, spend time. I can't stop staring at them. I think that's one thing.
Okay.
Like, 100%. Like, I just can't stop staring. So, it's the fact that I'm staring at you now. It means that... Okay.
Did it just get hot?
Yeah, suddenly.
I'm hot.
Suddenly.
What's the first thing you notice in someone of the opposite sex?
Their heart.
Their heart.
Yeah.
Before they talk, Uncle Genoveva.
Before they talk. Like, the people around you have to speak well of you.
That's fair. That's a very good point.
Yeah. So, like, I don't go in, like, head first.
Exactly.
Like, trying to get to know you. I need to know who's around you and what they think of you.
Says.
Yeah. 100%.
That's fair. I agree with that, actually. What's your love language?
Do you know what? Quality time. Yeah. Huge fan of quality time.
Do you know what that shows? Because even the friends and family, the UK, it all ties in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show. You've been an amazing guest.
Thank you so much
So now
for
I'm going to
having
need
me.
one thing from you. You're going to give me 3 statements, right? 2 are going to be true. 1 is going to be a lie.
Okay.
And I have to figure out which is which.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The irony is I had a thought that this would happen. And I was like, yeah, I'm not prepping that. Now I'm like, I've got to prep that. Oh, okay.
While you're prepping it.
Yeah.
Let me shuffle these. I'm going to ask you something from this. But just think on that. Think on that. What is the kindest thing that anyone has ever done for you?
The kindest thing? So a lot of people do kind things for me, and I just tend to think that's the kindest thing that everyone's ever done.
I get you.
Man, I'd say recently, right?
Okay.
Recently, I think my best friend coming to the airport to pick me up and like give me flowers, like physical flowers, like as a representation of like the flowers.
Giving you flowers.
Yeah, so I think that was literally the kindest thing. Yeah. Congratulations on doing your comedy show, by the way. How was that?
Amazing. Went so well.
I'm so sad. I wanted to come.
I'm gonna do more, so.
Good. No, I'm gonna be there. Like, incredible.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
2 truths, 1 lie. Okay. I'm allergic to vodka. I have 2 goddaughters.
That's true.
And I eat Indomie every day.
You can't every day. Come on. I think that's a dead giveaway.
No. Let me take can we start again? Can we start again? Please. Okay.
You're allergic to vodka?
I'm allergic to vodka. I
have 2 goddaughters.
I have 2 goddaughters. And I won a maths contest in primary 3.
You're not allergic to vodka, Genoveva.
Okay. Interesting.
That's my answer.
Is that your answer? Like, is that your final answer?
Yes, and it would have been a toss-up between that and 3. But the way you quickly changed that Indomie one when I said that's a lie makes me feel like you were trying to say something true, so you had to replace that with something true. I might be wrong. I know that you have 2 goddaughters for sure and a little brother.
Yeah.
Okay, teenage brother. Maths competition, there's just no way I would know that. And I feel like arts people, we're not necessarily strong in math, but I'm like, you might be an outlier because, I mean,
interesting.
You're a badass.
Okay.
So allergic to vodka is very specific. I wouldn't have gone for that if not for the thing. Because I'm like, are you really allergic to vodka? But it's possible. So I'm just going to say maths competition. Dude, this is tough.
It's tough, isn't it?
I'm just going to still stick with the allergic to vodka. It's fine. I'm just going to say that's the line.
Okay, so I am really allergic to vodka.
See, that could have just been so specific that it's true.
I really am. That's so weird, right?
Yeah.
And then, the rest is true.
So the Indomie one, you just changed it because you're like, it's too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy, man. It's too easy.
But like I said, Matt, see, my deduction was correct. So thank you so much for coming. This has been amazing. And I'm just excited to see what you do. Like, I want to say I wish you success, but honestly, it's at this point, it's already destined. Amen. You're already doing the damn thing. And it's really inspiring. It's really exciting. And it's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Love from my end always.
Likewise. Thank you so much, babes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Cut the cameras.
It was really good. I sat with a boss babe, really just talked and chilled and really had a good time. It's crazy how similar we are, but it's also quite inspiring. So it's nice. I was literally having dinner with a boss babe. Oh, there she is. She's so cool. Like, can you believe I'm on this show?
Genoveva, please just stop it. Yeah. But anyways, you guys are tired of hearing me and Genoveva praise each other throughout the episode. We love you guys. You're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Inspiring stuff. Thanks for being on the show. We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Keep watching. Stay locked. Exciting stuff coming in 2023.
Yes. Is this it taken? Season 3?
Period.
All these addictions, bittersweet intuitions, yeah. All these addictions, they're like bittersweet intuitions.